Okay, here is the condensed version of what happened with the short-lived tenure of the principal. So when I was in high school, we had a principal. This is my first year of high school. I'm in the 9th grade. I'm a freshman. We had this new principal. He had just come around, and he had been getting along pretty well with the students before he actually began his work period as the principal. Now that he's actually in the office, he's not doing quite as well with the students. He's not quite connecting with them in the way he thinks he can and or should, because my grade in particular, not so good, not so great. Very, very bad misbehaving students. Not me. I can say with a good degree of confidence, I was always a pretty nice, well-behaved student. Most of the other ones, though, not so much. And I think that anyone would tell you that. Anyone that dealt with my class at that time would have said up to that point, we were the worst that they'd ever dealt with, that they'd ever messed with, that they'd ever seen. So anyway, this guy, he's not really jiving so well with my class. It's becoming kind of a butting heads sort of thing. He decides, okay, you know what? I need to sober these kids up. I need to teach them respect, teach them fear, teach them that every moment's precious. I don't know what he would say, but he decides that we are not serious. We're not taking anything seriously enough. To be fair, he probably had a point, at least in thinking that. His plan, though, his solution, I'll let you decide that. Here was his solution. He actually goes to a few people on the school board, and he goes to the resource officer. And I don't remember if he went to the assistant principal or not. Don't remember that one. But that was it. Not teachers, not students, not parents of students. Maybe the sheriff's office. I don't remember if they were informed or not. But anyway, the inner circle of people that know what's going to happen is very small. And generally speaking, the public has no idea. This was his plan. He says, I want to bring a live shooter into the high school. I want a real man with a real gun to come in shooting blanks or something, not live ammunition, not anything that's actually going to hurt anybody. But he wants a shooter to come in with a gun to the high school. Again, almost nobody knows about this. Teachers and students don't know about this. This is going to happen. And the idea, the point of it is that this shooter is going to scare some reality into the kids and scare some respect into them and show them that life is precious and we need to take things seriously and we need to, I don't know what he was thinking, but this is, this was the idea. He was going to use this real gunman to scare us into submission or something. I don't know. I don't know how he planned to come out of this being more popular than he was before, but that was apparently what he was thinking. And anyway, this was his plan, and nobody really liked the plan except for him, as far as I could tell from when I hear the story, because I've heard this story from my father multiple times, because my father was on the school board and he was the one that heard this pitch and thought, well, that's crazy. That's crazy, right? So he goes home that evening after having heard this, and he can't quite stop thinking about it. And he tries to go to sleep that night. He's laying in bed. He cannot fall asleep. He just keeps thinking about this. And he goes from thinking, well, that's crazy, to thinking, well, that's really crazy, to thinking, that is really, really, really crazy. And I'm pretty sure somebody's going to get hurt. I better call the superintendent. So he calls the superintendent of the school system, who still doesn't know about this plan up to this point for whatever reason. She hasn't been told. I don't know why. But anyway, she hasn't. He calls her at, I don't know, 2 or 3 or 4 a.m. or something. And he tells her, listen, I can't stop thinking about this guy, what he told me today. Have you heard about this? Well, no, no. What is it? Well, he tells her exactly what the idea is. And she says, well, no, that's just insane. And he said, oh, okay, good. So I'm not the only one. Right. And so they agree. They're on the same page. And she says, well, no, that's not happening. So, okay, well, but okay, you know what? Here, Mr. Wooten, you just go to bed. Don't think about this. Don't worry. I'll have it handled before the morning comes. Oh, okay. Well, good night. Thank you. Before the sun came up, that man was fired. The end.